Hey, 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 what's up, family, friends, and foes? It's your girl, Philly Cigar Joint.
And your guy, Chief, bringing you another episode of Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos. So you know what time it is. Grab your glasses and your sticks, and let's get ready to smoke another hot topic.
Hey, what's good, family? It feels like it's been forever.
Absolutely, it does.
Right, but first we want to say Happy New Year. 2024 is here. I'm so excited. We have so many great things in store for you all this year. I am super excited, Chief. What about you?
I'm extremely excited. I'm excited to be back because I just want to let the family know it was a great Christmas holiday up until the New Year season when I got sick, right? So we had to put the show on pause for a minute. We're back for our first show in 2024, and I am excited to be here. And a lot has happened since the last time we were able to be in front of the camera and spend some time with the family, with the SBS family.
Yes, and I will say I am glad that you're feeling much better. So welcome back to the real world, and welcome back to Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you to you, because when you have someone in your life and you're not feeling well, and they know how to nurse you and doctor you back to health and nurture you and show you love, there's no replacement for that. Not even a doctor at the hospital can replace that, or the nurse at the hospital is going to replace that, because they're not going to do it all with the type of love that you get when you have a excellent companion. So thank you, Philly. I appreciate you.
That's why I'm here, teammate.
Absolutely.
So let's get into this new show in this new year.
Well, let's start it off by recognizing our sponsor.
Absolutely.
Huck Spirits. Huck Spirits joined us when we started our show in 2023, and now we're moving into the new year. He also has some new flavors. Jamal Action Jackson, the founder and creator and owner of Huck Spirits, and I think that's the Love Deluxe right there that you
yes, I love it.
Oh yeah,
my second best. You know I love
the cherry bourbon. And you'll also be able to see Huck Spirits this summer, because we got something major coming that I'm gonna let Philly kind of get into and talk about a little bit. But we did want to take time to recognize our sponsor. Listen, you can log on to huckspirits.com so you can order this delicious signature sangria. Let me explain something. This isn't ordinary sangria, okay? This is a spirit-based, spirit-forged sangria. What does that mean? It means that it's more than 20% alcohol by volume. It has no sugars in it, and it's not made like the traditional sangria. It's actually a all-in-one cocktail. It's a sangria cocktail, a spirit cocktail. So log on, use your code SBS at Huck Spirits. Please, when you check out, we had some people purchasing it last year. They didn't put in the promo code. They didn't get their discount. Please put in SBS as your promo code, and you can take advantage of the 5-bottle special. And I'll let you go to the website and check that out, see what flavors you like. But I'm going to tell you, you won't be disappointed. Log in to Huck Spirits so that you can order your Huck Spirits sangria. You will not be disappointed. Code SBS. Philly?
So, do you think they ready?
Our
big announcement?
Well, listen, I want them to get ready so that they can be there to enjoy the festivities.
So listen, please make sure you get ready, so you ain't got to be ready.
Hey, y'all. That twin is out today.
We gonna cut that out.
That Gemini twin is out today.
No, what I wanted to say, make sure you get ready now, so the day of the event you will be ready. So we are giving you months in advance notice.
Yes.
So Chief and I have put together the most fabulous Father's Day event.
Yes.
So if you're in the Philadelphia area, please write this date down. Sunday, June 16th. And I believe everybody knows what that date is. And if you don't, that's Father's Day. That's right. We're going to host our very first Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos Bourbon and Beyond in the park.
In the park.
And we are honoring fathers on that day. We're actually honoring all men that
We're
day.
honoring all men that
Hell,
day.
we honoring all people, but specifically we want to honor men.
And we want everybody to come out.
We want everyone to come out. It's going to be a fabulous time. And if anybody is located in the Philadelphia area, you already know we had the best hosts. The host that everyone wants, Patty Jackson. Yes, Patty Jackson from WDAS-FM will be the host. But wait, there is more. We have the number one band in the tri-state area. Best Kept Soul will be in the building. What should I say? In the park.
In the park. On the stage.
Performing live.
On the stage.
Performing 2 sets at Bourbon and Beyond Sunday, June 16th. The event is going to run from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. So what we need you all to do is bring your tents, bring your chairs, bring your food, sit back, relax. Don't forget your sticks. Now, you won't be able to bring alcohol, but that's okay because we're going to have it on the scene for you. It's called Bourbon and Beyond. We're going to have the sangria. We're going to have the bourbon. We're going to have the wine. So please make sure you mark your calendar. Sunday, June 16th, 12 to 6 p.m. is located in Townsend, Delaware. As you see on the screen, we're going to have major fun.
So I want to add to what Philly just shared because Philly is a Philly girl.
Yes.
However,
represent Philly.
If you're anywhere in the DMV,
yes,
we are inviting you to come and enjoy Bourbon and Beyond in the park, right? In Delaware, in Townsend, Delaware. So that means if you're in Northern Virginia, if you're in Washington, D.C., any part of the Baltimore area, the Maryland area, and South Jersey. Yes. We want you to come on out because it's not going to be any more than an hour and a half away from you. And if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I would love to go to that, but don't necessarily, want to drive because I want to be able to enjoy the bourbon and the sangria and the wine. Well, hit us up and we'll talk to you about how you can sponsor a bus to come to the event. Right? And maybe you want to bring some folks out. Maybe you want to bring some fathers and some wives and some daughters, whoever, right? Because this is open to everybody, but we're going to be celebrating the men, right? The men on Father's Day. And so it's going to be a special celebration. And so therefore, again, on the screen, you'll see an email address and a telephone number. If you'd like to sponsor a bus to come to this amazing event and relax in the park, under the sun, under your tent, in your folding chair, enjoying your food, enjoying libations, and more importantly, enjoying an awesome, amazing band, an awesome DJ, and as Philly already said, our premier host, Patty Jackson. So we look forward to seeing all of you out there. And to get tickets, you can go to Eventbrite and just punch in Bourbon and Beyond. It's going to pop right up. Or you can put in Sticks, Brims, Stilettos, Bourbon and Beyond. Or you can go to our group at Facebook, Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos on Facebook. All you got to do is hit the tab. We're going to let you in to the group. We're going to give you all the information. And as we get closer, each show we're going to be providing a little more information, and we're going to be giving you reminders. But I will tell you, we have early bird tickets and we have early bird vendor opportunities. So you might want to get on those things now.
So I think we kicking off the season right. We coming in with good news. We coming in hot.
Yeah.
So talking about hot, man, can I just say the black entertainment world has been on fire.
On fire.
Hot.
Yes, it has.
5 Alarm. And not just the entertainment, but You know, we gotta talk about the black church too.
Yeah, the black.
We gotta get into the TD Jakes.
Yeah.
We gotta get into Hollywood. We gotta get into the Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and I gotta say it, P Diddy.
Yeah, P Diddy.
Like, what is going on?
And Taraji P Henson.
Well, I will say this: kudos, hand clap, and standing ovation for Taraji, because here's what I got out of that. And it's such a shame, because I guess it really depends on who is narrating the story or who is telling their truth. Because did Monique not try to state this over a decade ago?
Yes.
She tried to warn us. Now, let me just put this out
I don't know if she's warning us as much as she was
Supposedly,
warning
hypothetically,
entertainers.
You know, allegedly. Nobody is trying to get sued. However, more and more evidence and confirmation has come to the surface that our black actors and actresses are not getting paid what they should. And we're not even going to say compared to their white counterparts. How about just fair pay? And you know, again, shout out to Taraji, because she took some hits for that. She's still taking hits today. And another thing that's saddened me is when it's a lot of film out there where you see her stating her case, and she even stated she almost didn't take that role in The Color Purple because they tried to lowball her. But while she's speaking, and I want you all to go back and look at these videos, check out the body language of her colleagues from the movie. They not really supporting her. They not clapping. Because it's such a shame, because that just lets you know how deep the evilness runs in Hollywood. Because they like, you know, sis, I want to hand clap for you, but I'm going to have to stand down on this one because my baby needs some shoes. I need to keep this roof over my head. And it's such a shame. So again, kudos to Taraji for standing up. And she didn't only stand up for herself. She stood up for all of them. And she stated that numerous times.
Yeah, and I think to your point, the just the whole thing in Hollywood and you know, we've heard rumors, we've heard things as lay people, because we're not in the entertainment industry, so to speak. We were entering into it with our show here, but anyway, we've heard things over the years. I know I've heard things over the years, you know, just about the whole P Diddy scene and you know, the parties and things of that nature, because though I've never, you know, been to any of those type of events, you know, you get to know people. Like we all people, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just think that there is some truth to some of the reports of the wickedness and the corruption behind the cameras, you know, that doesn't match all of the glam and the glitz that's in front of the cameras, you know what I mean?
But getting back to the Hollywood, and again, it's the people that we look up to, that, you know, our children idolize, want to be. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I used to love me some Oprah Winfrey back in the day, 4 o'clock, Channel 6. Me and my mother, that was my favorite show to watch. And, you know, I even had an opportunity to be on the Oprah Winfrey show. Not in the audience, but as a guest. Oprah Winfrey said my name out of her mouth. And yes, I sat on that same yellow couch that Tom Cruise jumped up and down on. So I just thought, you know, when I was chosen to be on her show, I thought I hit the lottery.
You weren't on the couch when Tom Cruise was jumping up and down on it, were you?
No, I wasn't on it at the same time, but I was on the same couch. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, so, you know, back in the, everybody admired Oprah. Everybody wanted to be Oprah. Everybody looked up to Oprah. Oh, she's gonna be the first black woman billionaire, and she was just exuded positive energy. And just to hear how, and I don't want to, you know, keep going back to Taraji, but when she said, her and Danielle both said when they first started filming, they didn't even have their own trailer. They all was in a communal space. As, you know, for dressing, as a dressing room. They had to speak up about that. They had to drive their own cars, rental cars on top of that, to and from the set. After being on the set for 16 hours, they wanted them to drive their rental car back to their home alone, no security. So again, Taraji was the only one that spoke up and said, hey, I need a driver. I mean, this is dangerous. This is a liability. Can I get somebody to drive me to and from work? They told her, well, you know, we do that for you. We have to do it for everybody. And you know what she said? She said, then you do it for everybody. And that's how they got security.
So here's what I want to say. I want to say that, to me, there's something to it, right? Because what would Monique have to gain? When you say and do certain things, to be honest, here's what you have to think about. You have everything to lose, right?
Right.
And very little to gain by exposing the truth. And that's what happens. We see that that's what happens. You have far more to lose by coming forward with the truth than you have to gain. Typically, you gain by keeping your mouth shut and dealing with it, or if you're not being treated right, you gain by keeping your mouth shut and not complaining.
That's a great segue into Katt Williams. I'm quite sure everybody out there either saw or heard about the Katt Williams interview on Club Shay Shay. And he broke it down.
Yeah, he did.
He broke it all the way down to the lowest common denominator.
And look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there.
I don't know, Katt. We might not let you drink anymore the way I mean, we ain't even got...
I'm not fueled by alcohol. I've had a sip, less than you. The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
And, you know, he said he had 2 goals in mind when he entered this entertainment business. One, he wanted to keep a virgin booty hole. And he didn't want, let's say, a pickle in his mouth.
Right.
And he was able to accomplish both. He refused to sell his soul to the devil, aka Hollywood. And allegedly, supposedly, hypothetically, nobody's getting sued here, but that's why he said, you see why certain black comedians elevated so fast and continuously get the opportunities in Hollywood, because they are selling their soul to the devil.
So you know, there's rumors that there are ritualistic processes in order for people to ascend to a certain level within Hollywood, and it may even be in some other industries, right? Because, you know, hey, there's been in organizations throughout the years, they say certain people have slept their way to the top. That's not even associated with Hollywood, you know. So I guess, you know, it's starting to come out more and more that maybe there's some truth to some of the things that are said. I mean, they've released names on the Epstein Island list. You know, you have Katt Williams. Like, we are in an age of exposure right now. And anybody who says, well, you know, this has been going on for years and centuries, yeah, you might be right. But the exposure has not.
Exactly.
Anybody who comes forward and say, oh, people been exposing, no, they haven't. First of all, we haven't always had these platforms that people are now utilizing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? 15 years ago, we didn't have Twitter.
Right.
15 years ago.
Social media has changed the game.
Yeah, 15 years ago, everybody didn't have a podcast doing what we're doing right now. Right? 15 years ago, YouTube wasn't more popular than regular television. Right?
Right.
And guess what? 15 years ago, the light bulb didn't go on for people in terms of how unrestricted some of these social media platforms. See, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, like they're restricted.
Right.
You know, the FCC has really, strict guidelines. When Cat Williams can come on to somebody's podcast
And spell all
on
the
their platform and say what he wants to say, what he said it was his truth. There are a lot of networks not going to let you tell your truth. They don't care if it's 100% true. They're not going to let you tell your truth. And if your truth exposes the industry or other people. But I'm going to tell you what I become so disheartened about. When I read the comments of people who don't support people who speak their truth. And you can be victimized in a number of different ways. But whenever you're a victim of anything, and you speak your truth and you got people who want to shut you down, you got to be wary of the people who want to shut you down.
Right. They become part of the lie. So, sometimes you have to really ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Don't ask yourself, what are most people doing?
Right.
Like, you have to really ask yourself, because at the end of the day, you got to go to sleep at night.
And I'm gonna tell you who to me are just as bad as perpetrators. The perpetrators who make people victims. The bystanders who do nothing about seeing a person or knows that a person telling the truth about
and
being
that's what I'm
victimized.
saying.
They don't have the courage.
You have to be right. This is where being a courageous person coming into play. Like in corporate America, we say a courageous leader, right? The right thing is not always the popular thing. But when you do the right thing and it goes against the grain, that's when we know you're a courageous leader. So to your point, that's what I was alluding to earlier. When you know the truth and you don't speak up on it, at the end of the day, that's your conscience. You have to sleep with yourself at night.
Right.
So what do you value more? Do you value your image, which is fake, if you're not willing to speak up and you know the truth, and you got this person standing on the island getting all these knives thrown at them, and you're not even trying to interject, intercept, or anything, or speak up on that person's behalf. And to your point, you could have been a victim too. But you rather sit in the corner in your little cozy little, environment, and your perfect reputation, your money rolling in your bank. To me, that is the major problem of this world today. Seriously. And then, I don't want to, we can talk a little later. That's why that stuff it's all seeping in the church. It's been in the church.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
this
Again, exposure.
Exposure.
And
to your point, this has always been there. Just because it's always been there does not make it right.
And it doesn't mean that people always had the courage.
Right.
Because sometimes when you go, even if you've been a victim of something, when you go to expose your victimization, sometimes you might be exposing your victimization against a machine.
Yes, and that's the fear. See, that's where fear comes in, right? That's why most people don't speak up. Taraji, example, she had 3 or 4 of her colleagues, her co-actors, actresses on stage with her. They knew. You can, and I say read the body language, because 2 things came out of that body language. One says, I know you telling the truth, because you can see the uneasiness, the tension. You could almost feel, like you excited, you want to, you ready to run in a race and you can't, you see the anticipation. But they stood down because they didn't want their name attached to that. So you got to pick and choose your battles, because at the end of the day,
you definitely have to pick and choose your battles, but at the same time, you have to also stand on your own conviction.
There you go.
And then you have to determine what's more important to you,
Yes.
And there are an emerging number of people who are standing on their conviction. And they're not going to be silenced, and they're going to be very unapologetic about exposing their truth. Now when we talk about that, I don't know what happened with Christian, because he popped up. He gave
The
us
machine got to him.
he gave up a whole lot of something, and then all of a sudden I haven't heard anything else
Well,
from
according to him, we know what he didn't give up. According to
Well,
him,
we know what he didn't give up.
Okay.
Yeah.
allegedly, that's
Yeah.
what he didn't give up.
Right.
Because now I'm starting to side eye. No offense, but I'm gonna speak my truth. Because for you to go on live and have a live go for over an hour. And then all of a sudden you go dark. You
Yeah.
just go black.
Just go dark.
So that means-
and you give implications of turning over evidence to police. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You give implications of recorded conversations, which I'm not sure how legal that was. But then again, if you're recording somebody who is engaging in a crime, do they really have a reasonable expectation of privacy if they are engaging in a crime?
Right.
And sexually harassing someone or, threatening someone or making them feel threatened of sexual assault.
Right.
Those things start to broach on criminal behavior. So I don't know. Is there a reasonable expectation when you're recording somebody if they are engaging something that could be construed as criminal?
So I do believe one or two things happened. One, they threatened him, the machine, or they had dirt on him and they were going to expose him. But I do believe it could have been a threat. Or two, he got paid off to be quiet. And I don't know why, but I'm leaning towards you.
Well, I tell you what, Cassie got paid extremely quick.
Listen,
I mean, less than 24
Cassie-
hours and filing a suit, you get paid $30-some million.
forget Pandora's box. We renamed that joint Cassie's box.
Yeah.
Forget Pandora. That's Cassie box. Because I'm going to tell you, she blew the lid off of Hollywood.
Yes, she did.
She gave a lot of people the courage that was needed to speak up. So I'm telling you, forget Pandora's, because that is Cassie's box at this moment.
You know, the voice of one can inspire many.
Absolutely.
The courage
Especially
of
when you're
one.
standing on the truth.
Yeah, the courage of one. And that's the thing. If you know unequivocally that you are standing on truth. And people say sometimes my truth, or they say their truth. If you know that you're standing on the truth,
There you go.
if you know you're standing on the truth, forget about it being his or her truth or my truth, the truth.
And that's not to cut you off, but I'm going to use a phrase what Cat Williams said. The truth don't need motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, say that again. The truth don't need a motivation.
That's right.
And so, and now, Dave Chappelle.
No
Dave-
surprise with him.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. I'm a tad bit surprised, but Dave Chappelle, and I kind of vacillated a little bit over his statement. In short, Dave said, Cat is really good at painting words, painting pictures with words. He said he's just shocked that he's using all of that paint to paint ugly pictures of black men. Right? Now, my thing is this. The paint that he's using, if it's painting a true portrait
Right.
of those individuals, does the color matter? Or do you allow people, right, to try to move you out of position to be excused because of their color? Right?
Right.
Do you allow people to have these transgressions against you and say, but I'm just going to forgive all of it because we the same color? Right? So that's where I have an issue with the statement that Dave made, because really, to me, and I could be wrong, I surmise it as saying, you're gonna use your words to paint these pictures, and you're only painting these pictures of black men. But if that's his experience, and he's painting portraits based on his experience, why does the color matter?
Skin folk don't make you kinfolk.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's like painting with a broad brush. We talk about painting. That's painting an entire race with a broad brush.
And
everyone is an individual, right? So to your point, I think it's even more deplorable that black men have done this to him. Far as, trying to, take his true authenticity, take his jokes, call them their own, and then when he stand on the truth and let the world know, you want to come at his neck.
And I think it's for me, it's deeper than the joke thing, because evidently that's something that happens in the industry. I think it's more about the
It's definitely more than that.
Yeah, I think there has a lot more underpinnings about just treatment and trying to, influence how he's positioned in the market and access and things of that nature.
For sure.
And a lot of times people, when they get into a certain place, they can control your access to certain things, right?
Yeah.
And they may not be well intentioned when they impact your access to certain things. But anyway, with all of everything that we've talked about, again, I would say from my lens, we are definitely in the era of exposure. And with that, guess what? We don't know how much more we're going to be exposed to.
Right.
We don't know who's going to be exposed next.
Yeah.
But I tell you something, there's got to be some truth to some of this stuff.
Absolutely.
All this stuff can't be false.
So I gotta ask you. Some people might get mad. They don't want us to venture down this lane, but TD Jakes.
TD
What are your
Jakes.
thoughts on what they're saying about TD Jakes?
Well, I deal less with what they saying about him or talking about him. How about we take a look at what he said
Yes.
out of his mouth?
Swallowed. We swallowed.
I wasn't.
I was waiting to get that out. Swallowed.
I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't. I was not talking about that.
We back.
You bad sometimes, Billy. Anyway, I deal more with about his response.
All of you who expect me to address a lie, you can log off. I will not use this sacred day and this sacred pulpit to address a lie when I have a chance to preach a truth. I will stand straight up, head up, back straight, and preach the unadulterated, infallible word of God. Because that is what the pulpit is for. But there will be a time. So you can stop dragging people in our...
So, now, listen, there's no admission by words of anything that was said there. There's no admission to anything. I don't know if I heard any denial of anything.
So where does that leave you?
I heard a desire not to address.
Again,
I'm not
that's
for
why I
that.
say the evil runs deep. Because you got to ask your question. You have to ask the question, why are these people throwing themselves
At the protection.
at the protection of the bishop? What's in it for them? How have they benefited from
I
from
don't
this?
know.
Or not only that, I'm not even saying monetary, but when you are knee deep into a belief, what type, whether it's religion or whatever, if it comes out to be true what people are saying, then you may ask yourself, well, damn, what they gonna say about me? So it's also about self-preservation. It's all about it's not just about the bishop at that point. It's also about you, especially if you follow that bishop, if you believe in that bishop, and then you come to find out that all the words he spewed out in his congregation, he's doing the exact opposite. And you've been a true worshiper, not only of God, but to this bishop.
Well, let me cut you off.
That's the problem.
Therein lies the issue. Because maybe, without even realizing it, Maybe you haven't been a worshiper of Christ.
You've been a worshiper.
Maybe you have been a worshiper of the man.
There you go. And
Maybe
see,
you
that's the
haven't.
problem.
Maybe you haven't. And I'm not saying you have or you haven't. But maybe the love that you really feeling, maybe the love that you've been feeling is for the man
Yes.
in the pulpit.
And you, that's it.
The faithfulness that you say you need to have, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps you feel that you got to be faithful to the person in the pulpit.
That's all I'm saying.
And that may or may not be an extension in your faith, your love, and your worship for the Lord. That may or may not be an extension. But guess what the Lord don't need? He don't need no extension cords.
Right.
You can go directly to the Lord
That's right.
yourself.
So we don't want to come too preachy, but I wanted us to share and have a dialogue around that because that is linked into the entertainment debacle that is currently going on in the black community, because we all know that Bishop T.D. Jakes have been linked to P. Diddy, and he's dealing with, we don't even have to discuss him. Everybody knows what's going on with
Yeah,
him.
P. Diddy's got a lot going on.
He has a lot going on at this point. So, we just live in a crazy world. So we need some lightening up. We need some fun stuff. We need to,
We need to meet in the
something.
park June 16th.
Exactly. We need to meet in the park on Sunday, June 16th. Delaware, get your ticket now.
I do want to take a point of personal privilege, though, right? We don't have a huge, vast audience yet. We're going to work our way there. We ain't got 100,000, 500,000. Listen, we lay people. We ordinary people who also like to feel like we're just as extraordinary as anybody else. But here's what I want to say. Cat Williams, we'd love to have you on. You can come sit down and talk with some common folk. Taraji P. Henson, you could come on and sit down with us. We're not industry insiders. Most of our audience are not industry insiders. You could come sit down and be a gold chair guest on Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos. If any of you all out there know any of them personally, right? Because they don't live on the island by themselves. They're human beings too. They got friends, family, and people that they know. We're more than willing to have a conversation right here on Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos, right?
So with that, I think this was a good way to start off the new year.
Yeah.
to
First
come
show of the
back.
new year, 2024. Yeah.
Yeah, just sip a little wine and some, what you
Yeah,
got in your glass
sangria.
over there, sangria, and just catch up, let the people know what's going on with Sticks, Brims, and Stilettos in this crazy world.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the regularly scheduled program. We are slated to go back on schedule to release our shows on Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Share.
Our Facebook group, please hit us up for a follow on the Facebook. We're gonna let you in the group. We're gonna share insider information with you first. So please, Philly.
Yes.
I have to say, I'm sitting here looking at, I know green is your favorite color.
Yes, it is.
I'm loving the outfit.
Oh, thank you.
You're looking gorgeous as usual. And what do
Thank you.
you have on those feet this evening?
Just some green boots, nothing special, but these are actually my favorite boots. I love this shade of green, and yeah, I love my boots. All right. Actually, this is my work outfit from today.
Okay.
Yes, I see you wearing your dope hat again.
Yeah. This is a bent brim, all the way around. Yeah, it's a Bruno. And I think I may have worn this on the show once or twice. It's one of my favorite.
Yes.
One of my favorite brims in my Sticks, Brims, Stiletto collection.
Okay.
So, but those boots are looking all kinds of lovely.
Delicious.
Hey,
Delectable.
yeah. Well, I ain't
Does
putting
it look better than me?
No, the boot doesn't look better than you.
Great answer.
It doesn't look better than you.
So with that, I think we can wrap it
And
up.
we're gonna get back to our crazy story time.
Yes.
And we're gonna
Smoke
get back
it or
to
choke
our
it.
Smoke it or choke it.
Yes.
Because the smoke it or choke it is fun.
It is. I love
And engaging. And listen, again, we're gonna put some information out there. More information about the Bourbon and Beyond in the park. And we're looking forward to getting back out to going to some lounges and shooting the show on location.
Absolutely.
In some lounges. So you got a lounge you want us to show up to? We have a very fun show that we do called He Said, She Said. We'd love to bring it to your cigar lounge and have some smokes and some libations and a good time. Good old grown folks fun.
That's right. And with that, Until next time, take care.